Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. My name is Emily Heffington, and today I will be presenting a comprehensive feasibility study for establishing a nonprofit animal shelter in Grants Pass, Oregon. This initiative is designed to combine strategic human resources principles with sound financial planning, ensuring that the shelter not only addresses a critical community need, but also operates with long term stability in mind. This presentation will outline the key community challenges that inspired the proposal, the strategic solution being offered, the goals and measurable objectives, and the operational framework that will support success. It will also highlight the ways in which financial considerations and human resources strategies have been integrated to create a well rounded plan. Over the course of the next 10 minutes, the aim is to provide a clear understanding of both the necessary and the feasibility of this project. Opportunity. Currently, Grants Pass is served by only one primary animal shelter. Unfortunately, that facility is unable to meet the increasing needs of the community. The limited space and resources have resulted in overcrowding, prolonged wait times for intake and veterinary services, and reduced adoption rates. For the residents seeking to surrender animals, adopt a pet, or obtain a low cost veterinary care, the next closest option is over 30 miles away. This distance creates a logistical and financial barrier for many community members, often resulting in pets remaining in unsafe or neglectful situations. The consequence is not just an animal welfare concern, but also a public safety issue. Increased stray populations have led to more incidents of property damage, potential spread of disease, and hazards for both drivers and pedestrians. The opportunity here is significant. The establishment of a second nonprofit shelter that will expand local capacity, implement targeted programs such as a spay and neuter initiative, and provide accessible services that strengthen the human animal bond in the community. Background of the issue. Animal overpopulation in Grants Pass is not a new challenge, but has become increasingly urgent. The sole existing shelter is overburdened, and while public education campaigns, including spay and neuter programs, do exist, they are often inconsistent due to staffing limitations and unpredictable funding. Many nonprofits face similar operational struggles: a shortage of qualified staff, reliance on a small and rotating volunteer base, and difficulties in maintaining steady financial support. This often leads to burnout, reduced service quality, and, in some cases, program closures. The research clearly shows that infrastructure alone will not solve the problem. The key is to combine facility expansion with a human resources strategy, community engagement efforts, and sustainable funding sources. By embedding these elements from the beginning, the shelter will be positioned to thrive in the long term rather than struggle to survive year by year. Goals and SMART objectives. This plan is driven by four goals, each supported by specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound objectives. First, the shelter will achieve financial sustainability through a diversified funding portfolio, strategic budgeting, and active cost management. Second, it will establish a comprehensive staffing and volunteer strategy to ensure consistent operational stability, including a clear role, definitions, success planning, and retention initiatives. Third, the organization will expand public awareness and engagements through targeted outreach campaigns, partnership development with local businesses and schools, and regular community events. Finally, it will improve local animal welfare outcomes by reducing the stray population, increasing adoption rates, and offering affordable spay and neuter services to prevent future overpopulation. Each goal has quantifiable metrics such as percentage increases in adoptions or reductions in intake numbers, which will be monitored regularly to track progress and make data-driven adjustments. Financial considerations. From a financial standpoint, the proposed shelter requires a total startup investment of $250,000. This figure includes facility acquisition or a leasehold improvement, equipment procurement, first year staffing costs, marketing initiatives, and operational reserves. The break even analysis projects that the shelter will achieve financial stability by its third year of operation. This is made possible by a diversified revenue model consisting of municipal contracts, service fees for certain programs, competitive grant fundings, and targeted fundraising campaigns. The 5-year forecast anticipates a 40% return on investment, not in the traditional corporate profit sense, but as a reinvestment capacity into expanded programs and enhanced services. These numbers underscore that the shelter is not only socially impactful, but also financially sound, providing donors, grant makers, and community stakeholders with confidence in the project's viability. Strategic HR applications. Human resources strategy is a cornerstone of this shelter's sustainability. Strategic workforce planning will ensure that specialized roles such as veterinary technicians, adoption coordinators, and volunteer liaisons are filled with individuals with the necessary skills and commitment. Structured onboarding will introduce staff and volunteers to operational protocols, ethical standards, and safety procedures from the outset. Continuing education will maintain a high service standard, while cross training will ensure operational flexibility. Volunteer retention will be a major focus, with programs that include mentorship, public recognition, and educational incentives. Performance management systems will track both individual and organizational achievements, while the cultivation of an ethical and mission driven workplace culture will encourage long term engagement and reduce turnover. Training and volunteer management. The training will be both thorough and ongoing. It will cover best practices in animal care, shelter safety protocols, customer service excellence, and ethical decision making. The training program will launch on March 1st of 2026, and all new staff and volunteers will be required to complete their initial training within 2 weeks of onboarding. A blended learning model will be used, combining in-person workshops, live demonstrations, and online modules to accommodate varying schedules and learning preferences. Skills will be reinforced through quarterly refresher courses, ensuring that team members remain current on procedures and industry standards. The volunteer engagement will be actively nurtured through mentorship programs, recognition events, and continued education opportunities. This approach not only improves competency, but also strengthens personal investment in the shelter's mission. Performance management systems. To maintain a culture of accountability and continuous improvement, the shelter will implement a structured performance management system. Both staff and volunteers will participate in quarterly reviews with performance metrics aligned to organizational goals. Key performance indicators will include live release rates, adoption processing efficiency, community outreach participation, and the overall impact of spay and neuter programs. Feedback will be collected from multiple sources, including supervisors, peers, and self assessments, creating a comprehensive 360-degree evaluation. This process is designed to identify strengths, address areas for improvement, and recognize exceptional contributions. By directly linking performance to SMART objectives, the shelter ensures that every team member's work advances the organization's mission in measurable ways. To conclude, this project directly addresses a critical gap in animal welfare services in Grants Pass. It offers a carefully constructed plan that balances compassion with operational discipline, integrating proven human resource strategies, financial planning, and strong community partnerships. The proposed shelter will deliver lasting value not only to animals in need, but also to residents who benefit from safer neighborhoods, educational opportunities, and strengthened community bonds. With measurable outcomes, a sustainable financial model, and an engaged workforce, the vision for this shelter is both achievable and impactful. I would like to thank you for your attention, and questions are now welcome.